Greetings, everyone. This is Pamela Lorenzo, your host, your friend, your coach. Today, we're kicking off the final day, day 5 of this wonderful first edition of the UK Europe 5-day podcast lead challenge for the month of July 2024. Can't believe it's already July 19th. The year has been flying by. And wow, Santa, I love your hat. Beautiful. Let's all get a hat. Come on. So today we're going to have a lot of fun, and I have another wonderful, amazing guest for us. The one and only Misha. Some people are, there's a funny saying in the world of podcasting and radio. It says some people have a face for radio and a voice for TV, but Misha has it in the proper order. He has a face for TV and a voice for podcasting. So Misha, the floor is yours, my brother. Oh well, before introduce yourself briefly, and then I'll get back to my thing, and I'll start the show. Just introduce yourself briefly.
Yeah, indeed. Mischa Zvengitzov. I'm the host of the Table Rush Talk Show, and I help take people on what I like to call an influence tour on how to guest speak on podcasts. And I do that through my membership, the Influence Army. But real quick, that's it.
Thank you. We're going to dive deeper into getting to know Misha. He's going to blow your mind away because so far has been the only one that I've invited in all of my challenges so far by popular demand for a reason, and you guys will understand. Last time Misha was supposed to talk for 20 minutes. He talked for an hour and a half. And I didn't interrupt him because he was spitting fire. So much fire that I had to reschedule my talk the next day because I couldn't have the time. So hopefully we won't have this issue today. But hey, Misha, if you do the same thing and start spitting fire, I might have to stop we halfway, just at the hour and a half mark. Okay, I'm joking. All right, let me start sharing my screen. Where is it? Okay, here. Do you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, day 5. Let's. Okay. So welcome. We're almost done. We're almost finishing, and by the end of today, you will know exactly how to have your own profitable podcast launch and going, even if you have no audience to start with. And today, we're going to be talking about the path to lead on demand. So first, we're going to start with Misha. He's going to take you on a tour around the world of podcasting growth universe. Then back to me, and I'm going to be sharing with you rather expanding on what we covered the previous 2 days. Once we have identified your zone of genius, your gifts, and then crafted your irresistible offer, we're going to be looking at where is your ideal client and listeners and prospects hanging out the most online. And then we're going to be mapping out your first 10, 20, 100, 1 billion episodes and beyond, because once you have the structure, it's the same for every single episode. And then putting it all together so that you can have your own reliable, consistent way to get leads on demand for your business, even if you have no audience to start with. So, yeah, you guys excited?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Woohoo. All right. So the agenda, you know it. I'm gonna fly through that. So any questions about yesterday, which was powerful? We had a 2-hour call. Half was me talking about the importance of crafting an irresistible offer, and then Jay, my coach, it was spitting fire for an hour. So do you have any questions about that? Bring him on now. Let's hear a couple.
I have a comment rather than a question, Payman.
Please.
We were talking about consequences yesterday when we're having a conversation with a client or prospective client, and we're getting them to talk about the consequences if they don't deal with the problem.
Yes.
For some people, and I don't know what the percentage is, but for some people, talking about consequences or looking at consequences equates to fear of change. So we need to be cognizant of that. And the research from the late Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, I don't know if anybody's read Thinking Fast and Slow, but in the book it talks about the fear of change outweighs, or fear of loss outweighs the prospect of gain by 2 to 1. But the actual research says that it outweighs the fear of loss outweighs the prospect of gain by 5 to 1.
Wow.
So if people equate the prospect of dealing with consequences or facing consequences, it can be such a big thing. So sometimes we need to ease them into it rather than asking directly. It's just an observation from experience.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing this up. I'm going to, of course, cover that again. But again, remember what I said yesterday, this powerful quote that I asked you to write it down, to memorize it, to tattoo it on your forehead and all that. And that is, the client has to care about the problem before they care about the solution you offer and hence about you. Your number one job is to educate your client because we don't know what we don't know. Most people are oblivious to the fact that they may have a problem. So your job, this is why your podcast is incredibly powerful, because it's not just a lead generation machine, it's a lead education machine to educate your audience, not only about your expertise, zone of genius, but also about making them become aware that, hey, I might have a problem. I might have an issue. Maybe the way I've been doing things is not working. Maybe there's a better way. So yes, absolutely. Thank you for this powerful reminder, Joseph. This is very powerful indeed. So one of the main jobs as entrepreneurs, as business owners, especially in the high-tech industry, it's to educate your audience. Once you've educated them, made them become aware of the situation they have, make them understand why there's a problem. Once there's a problem, once you understand that, make them understand, okay, what's going to happen if they don't take any action toward that, and the real concrete example of that. And I'm going to give an actual example of that later in my talk. So that's a powerful reminder. Thank you, Joseph. All right. Any other questions or comments or compliments? Come on, don't be shy, guys.
Yeah, okay. So Heyman, thank you so much, because I'm getting so much positive feedback for this training and for what's going on in this week. So well done to you. It's everybody appreciates. It's really a challenge to yourself to come up here 5 days, putting a lot of effort into everything, bringing these amazing guest speakers that, to be fair, other people don't have on their free 5-day challenges whatsoever. It's just them. And often they're not even interacting with the audience. So big congratulations. Hats off to you, my darling. Well done. You've done really well.
I appreciate that. And speaking of that, I've been on challenges with the actual, it wasn't a live, it was a recorded one. So I wasn't happy when I found that out. And most of the people are not happy. And after the second day, most people didn't show up again. So for me, because again, as I mentioned, the first day, business is a relationship nurturing process. There's no magical chat GPT, what do you call it? What's the word for that, the term? Anyways, there's no command, there's no magic funnel, there's no chat bot, there's none of that that's going to really take your business to the next level. As long as you're dealing with people, it's all about relationships, building rapport and trust. And how do you do that? Again, by having heart-to-heart conversation. The best way to do so is through this, your own profitable podcast. Hamish Neven, go ahead, brother. You raised your hand.
Thank you. I was just going to ask, it's actually leading on from what Joseph said. If the consequence is too scary, why would you not tell them, show them what the outcome could be? Obviously, my case is very obvious, but surely that's a gentler way of saying, hey, look, rather than carry on drinking and die, live a life sober. There's got to be an alternative to sell the final result as an alternative to scaring the Jesus out of them.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. Yes. It's a case by case. Absolutely. Yes. But again, keep in mind, the more painful the challenge, the pain point that you're solving, the more transformation it will be. Because for someone like you, Hamish, and also the other Hamish, your zone of geniuses from our beautiful conversation yesterday, the outcome you're helping your client achieve is not just transformational. It's not even life-saving. You're saving families. Because if you take a man, away from the path of alcoholism, or someone away from type 2 diabetes, being on, 10, 20 medicines a day, overweight, as you guys call it, 20, 30 stones, and all that, to being able to live again, to interact with the kids, go up and down a flight of stairs, play with the kids and all that. That's life changing. That changes lives. That saves families. So again, embrace your gifts. Embrace your gifts, guys, because the more we all have been blessed with incredible, phenomenal, transformational, even life-saving gifts. Now it's our time to embrace them loud and proud and to shine, not only for us, but also help inspire other people. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Hamish. Let's hear one more. One more question about day 4. Or if you have created your Godfather offer, let's hear it. Let's hear a couple of those, just quickly. Or write them in the chat. Who wants to go?
Sorry, Pam, could you repeat the question again?
Yes, let's hear your Godfather offer from yesterday. Yesterday we crafted your offer. Did you guys do your homework from yesterday, which was to create your own irresistible offer, following the structure and the framework I gave you, myself and Jay gave you yesterday?
I'm finding my hand.
Sorry?
I've lost my hand.
Hello, hand.
I had to scope a workshop or the start of the workshops, and without realizing, I had done what the homework was, including what was in it for them. Why would they want to sign up to it? I didn't think when you were talking about what is your genius, I didn't think how it related to me. But when I'd actually done the workshop and looked back at it, I thought, oh yeah, I do see how it relates. So yes. Thank you for that.
Very welcome. Glad to hear that. Anyone else wants to share their offer that they built as a result of yesterday's class? Anyone? Santa, go ahead, brother.
This is a draft of my offer. You know how you can struggle to keep hold of staff and keep hold of customers, but somehow there's a churn. What I can do is within 90 days, I will come in and apply the Santa mantra, show appreciation, nurture thoughtful actions within your small to medium-sized company. And together, we'll make it your culture, keep staff, keep customers. You know what Laszlo Bock says, people who are not appreciated don't stay.
Absolutely.
Let's get them appreciated.
Thank
Santa
you. Love
Monica,
that.
contact me now.
Absolutely. Love that. Love that. Love that. Thank you. All right. Let's move forward. Okay. Misha, you ready, brother?
Yes, sir. I am ready. Let's rock and roll.
Okay. Let me give you my blessing so you can share your screen. The floor is yours, brother.
Amazing. And I just have my timer here. I do want to be cognizant of everybody's time. I was in the zone your last challenge, and I went
You put it to what, to 90 minutes this time?
Yes, 90 minutes. Here, look, I'm just gonna hit start right here, and then I got that right down there in front of me, so I know. Keep it in check, Misha. Keep it in check.
Absolutely.
And but let's get to it. Okay. Hey, so yeah, everybody, I'm Mischa Zvengitzov, and I help people I help heart-centered entrepreneurs increase their authority, their impact, and their income by going on what I like to call an influence tour. And that all starts by guest speaking on podcasts. And I have a question for you. How would your business and your life change if you guest spoke on 50 podcasts in 100 days? And not just any podcasts, but podcasts with your perfect audience. It would be epic. I want people to put in the chat how their life would change. How would your business change if you committed to guest speaking on 50 podcasts in 100 days? At the same time, I want everybody to get a pen and paper ready, because when I start pumping out the information, you are not going to want to miss it. Yes, it would be epic, says Debra. Epic. Nimish. Yeah, it would be so good. It would literally transform our lives. And today, you are going to learn three things: how to speak confidently without feeling salesy or spammy. So, not only what to say, but when to say it. You're going to learn how to find unlimited podcasts, all with your perfect audience. So, where to find them, how to get on them. Uh, that's number three: how to get on them, how to get booked without cyber stalking. So, we're not going to have to look, like, and follow and do all these crazy things. This is my podcast guest speaking framework, my three-step framework to become the go-to authority and expert in your niche without having to waste money on social media marketing or spending countless hours posting on social media again. Just in case you're tired of doing that, I get tired of posting on social media. I have a love-hate relationship with social media. Every 6 months, I'm deleting the apps off of my phone. Who is this for? Anybody else have that, by the way? Who just absolutely loves posting on social media? Some people are gifted at it. Some people can do it all day. Perhaps. No, Payment says no. And do we have any social media giants or guests on here? Not guests, social media savants. That's a better word, maybe. All right, who is this for? This is for coaches, course creators, experts, heart-centered entrepreneurs who are trying to generate traffic, leads, customers, sales, and really people to serve. We're trying to get those people that we want to serve, that we're called to serve as heart-centered entrepreneurs. We're trying to get in front of those audiences and and hopefully at scale. And we want to do it in a way that is authentic to us. That's the dream, right? That's why you're here with Payman. You're going to start your podcasts and you don't even have to have an audience with Payman, which is unbelievable, but we get to do it in our authentic, heart-centered way. And it doesn't feel spammy or like we're selling our souls to the social media empire. We're moving from the heart. So how'd I get here? And I want you to know that back on April 29th of last year, I had sent an email to my coach, Vince Green. I was in the 2CCX, Russell Brunson's 2CCX. I love Russell Brunson, by the way. He's the funnel master, .com secrets, all that. I was in his $25,000 a year mastermind. I'd been in it 3 years. At this point, I'd invested $150,000 in my online marketing journey. And I was like, I quit. I am done. I'm burned out. I was outside pulling weeds. Um, and I was done. I sent him an email. I said, I think my time is done. I can't do this anymore. I am not sure if any of you are at that spot. You might be at that spot right now with Payment, going, man, should I start this podcast or should I quit? And I had a Voxer's like it's this great app where you can send voicemails back and forth. It's super fast. And Vince talked me off the ledge. He said, Misha, you got another 6 months in the program here. I recommend you get off the ledge and take action. It's time to take action. And bam, I just had that come to Jesus moment and was like, is it all right to say that in the UK? Come to Jesus, by the way?
Yes, absolutely.
But yes.
Among friends here. Don't worry.
Okay, good. And so fast forward, immediately 3 or 4 or 5 days later, I started my Influence Army membership, which is how to guest speak on podcasts. And I'm going to tell you that story in a minute. But
before you say anything on that, I will just say one thing. I've been a member since October. I have only attended one call. I was at one point even thinking of canceling it because the calls are like 4 o'clock in the morning for me. I attended one call because I somehow woke up early that morning, and that call alone was way, way, way worth what I just been paying him, this guy, for the past almost a year now. He shows you exactly, even this free email that I get the first time that hooked me up. Seriously, this guy knows what he's doing, and that's all I'm gonna say. Sorry to interrupt you, brother. Go ahead.
No, amazing. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for that. I do. It turns out I do know what I'm doing. All of us know what we're doing, and we have this crazy imposter syndrome. It's ridiculous. My imposter syndrome. I'm going to get to this story in a bit. I'm clock's ticking, but yeah, just got to take that action and take that leap. So, real quick, what is the true power of podcast guest speaking that it can change your business and your life? So, there's 7 benefits and a hidden eighth. And number one is obvious, the call to action. Okay. So, whenever I speak on a podcast and people say, "Hey, where can Misha find you?" I say, go to guestingguide.com. Go to guestingguide.com, right? And it's super easy. And you sorry, I'm just my brain is whirling. I'm so excited to be here and having so much fun. And
Are you coffee yet?
I know, and it's 5 in the morning, and oh my gosh, I'm thinking of time, and I'm like, don't blow it, don't blow it.
Hey,
But
screw the
anyway,
coffee.
there's the
Get a
call
Red
to
Bull. Get
action.
a Red Bull, man.
Yes, yes. Okay, so number one, call to action, just like I'm doing right now. Go to guestingguide.com. Number two is the host will sometimes direct recommend you to someone. Okay, so I spoke on Monica Kremendall's
Yes.
um, podcast. It's called the Something Profit for Podcast. I can't remember what it is,
Yes.
but Monica made the introduction to Payman.
Yes.
Okay. And yep. And so then next thing you know, Payman and I'm speaking on to Payman's group, and Payman's jumped in my program. So that's number two. We'll get a direct recommend. Number
Because of
three,
trust. Yes.
Number three is the host will sometimes use your services themselves. So Payman was on my show. Next thing you know, he jumps in, right? But Payman interviewed me. He's like, Misha, you got to come on my show. What do you do? And I'm like, here's what I do. I'm a heart-centered entrepreneur. Next thing you know, Payman is in my program, the Influence Army. And I've got a couple of other podcast hosts who have brought me on their podcast. They jump in because they're interested in what I do. Next thing is four is the collaboration opportunities. So we get an opportunity to teach to the host group as we're building these relationships. Payman is another example of that. Payman and I hit it off. Payman has me on his incredible 5-day challenge. This is ridiculous, the value you bring.
Thank you.
Payman. So thank you for that. And thank you for
Welcome.
bringing me here. But
Welcome,
I get
brother.
an opportunity to build direct relationships now with Payman's audience. So such a gift. Thank you for having me. Number five is we can repurpose the content to reels, posts, shorts, TikToks, etc. So we will be seen as an authority by our audience, and then people will click through and opt into our stuff. So every time I jump on a podcast to be guest interviewed, I ask at the beginning, "Hey, can I record this?" So um, you get the recording that way, the full hour recording. Most
Please mute
podcasts these
yourselves, guys,
days,
if you're not talking. Sorry, Misha. Let
that's
me.
okay. Yeah, mute everybody. Most podcasts these days, the video gets posted on YouTube, and there's clip grabbers so you can get the video that way. And then what you do is there's great little editing programs, AI programs out there where you just upload your video, and all of a sudden you've got 30 clips of that hour
Yes.
interview, half hour interview, what it is, and you can auto post those. So I have stuff going out on social media all the time because I'm auto scheduling it. Like I don't even go on the platforms. My content's just going out there. So it's incredible. And then I bump into people all the time and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what you're doing is amazing. I saw you on Facebook." And I'm like, what? Oh yeah, I have all these reels going on Facebook. Um, and then branding, number six, we are literally elevating our authority, our thought leadership as we, as our, as we're putting ourselves out there, guest speaking on podcasts, which that brand elevation. Number seven is SEO. We are building that lasting body of content. So we will both be seen as an authority. Who here watching right now, listening, wants to be seen as an authority in what they do? That in
Absolutely.
the chat. Yeah,
100%. Yes.
absolutely. And the great thing about podcast, about doing your own podcast, like Payments teaching you how to do, and then guest speaking, is we're building long form content that's SEO or search engine optimized. Facebook, the social media stuff, that's fleeting 0.3 seconds, moments of fame. It just goes away. But podcast interviews, if you go to listen notes and type in Misha Zvengitzov, it just is ridiculous the amount of podcasts I've been on. Or you can, I'm slowly, as people look for me and speak on more podcasts, those things start popping up in the Google rankings. And the bonus state is you will be a different person when it's all said and done. You will have a transformation. Like I'm a different guy. I can jump on Payments thing and speak confidently. I've talked on so many podcasts and my own podcast. So you will be a different person. You will have a transformation. You will have confidence and you will have a deep knowing from serving at such a high level. Like I just got the chills. I get the chills when I get to come on here and serve Payments audience and just serve and give. It's what we're all called to do. That's why you are on this thing with Payment right now on his 5-day podcast lead challenge. So my podcast guest speaking framework. Get your pens ready because we're rocking and rolling now. This is where the fun is. My 3-step system to become the go-to authority and expert in your niche without having to waste money on social media marketing or spending countless hours posting on social media. Again, it's mind-numbing to me. Some people love it and are great at it, but I just get tired of doing it. So, uh, what do I say and when do I say it? This is the framework is what do I say? When do I say it to the audience? So the audience will take action without having to sell. Have you heard me sell yet? No, you have not heard me sell yet. You're going, Misha, you are a compelling individual. Like, I want to go to guestingguide.com and see what the heck you're doing. How do you find unlimited podcasts with the perfect audiences? Is number 2. And number 3, how do you easily get on their shows so you speak to unlimited captive audiences without having to befriend the host, follow the host, look like and follow the host, and stalk the host? Key questions within that are what's the host's email and what the heck should I email them? So let's dive in. What do I say and when do I say it? So I've got my story bank, get your stories together worksheet. And this is my 3-part story collecting worksheet. So you can tell the right stories at the right time to capture your audience's attention and inspire them to action. So I'm just going to open this quick link right here. So my story bank, uh, get your stories together worksheet, and I'm going to blow through this really quickly. I've got what's called my guest speaking roadmap. And all these things that I'm showing you about are on my guest speaking roadmap with live links. It's awesome. So you go, oh, what do I want to know? What do I need to know? And you can click on it. But the story bank, get your stories together worksheet. There's 3 parts to it. There's your story arcs. So you inventory your story arcs. And then within those story arcs, you inventory your stories, your customer stories, and your impactful people stories. So what are my stories? My stories is that I was going to quit, right? That's a story. What's a customer story? I've got a customer story. People who follow my framework, my podcast guest speaking framework. Alan, he was booked on and he gave me this spontaneous interview, testimonial. Alan Lomax. He's literally like, oh my gosh, I was just on 6 podcasts this month. Imagine guest speaking on 6 podcasts. And he goes, this guy does, Alan helps people invest in commercial real estate. And he's got this coaching program. It's called the Investor Circle. And so, sorry, my screen just did something funny. And so he guest speaks on 6 podcasts. Someone joins his investor circle. And he was so, so, so excited. It's unbelievable as your guest speaking on podcasts. Anyway, and then your impactful people stories. So, before I move on to that, your customer stories, you might be going, well, gosh, I don't have any customer stories yet. but you're on here for a reason because you have been affecting people's lives. Perhaps it's a friend. Perhaps it's a coworker. Perhaps it's your parents. It's somebody. Perhaps it's somebody walking down the street and they run into you. It's happened to me. I've randomly had a conversation with a person at a coffee shop and I've changed the course of their life. Those are your customer stories. So it doesn't need to be a literal customer. Why are you here? Because you've been called here, because you've been impacting somebody. You've got a gift, you know it. So you inventory those stories. And then your impactful people stories. And those are the mentors that change our lives. Right. So I talked about Monica Kremendall. I talked about Vince Green, my coach, talked about Russell Brunson. Okay. And then my customer story arcs are I've got my recovery years. So first you inventory your story arcs, my recovery years. So I got sober when I was 17 years old. I know somebody on here sounded like they're doing, maybe it was Hamish or somebody,
Yes.
uh, helps people get clean and sober, something like that. I think I caught that. But my recovery years, I got clean and sober when I was 17 years old. There's this book that I follow, and on page 102, it basically says, hey, you can go anywhere and do anything as long as your motives are correct and you're centered. You're moving from that heart center. And it inspired me to come up with this prayer that I say. I literally said it before I came on Payman's challenge here today is how can I be of service and what can I bring to the table?
See, I love what you just said, the synchronicity. Amish is inviting you to be on this podcast. I was about to say you two need to connect to it to see if you can collaborate together or have you on this
Yes.
podcast, and you just did. So amazing.
Yes, indeed. And I should be looking at the chats right now. I can't, sometimes I get the tech
I'll connect you after. I'll
overwhelms
connect you
me.
after. Don't worry. I'll connect you guys.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Let me move that out of the way. And then I've got my recovery years and I've got my married business family success years. So I was in sales uh for 20 years and when I got started in sales, I was in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is a beautiful city, and I would walk to work every day. And this was back in the 90s, the late 90s, early 2000s, and I was listening to guys like Zig Ziglar. I was listening to guys like Brian Tracy, all these inspirational CDs. I literally had a CD player, and even better, I was listening to these networking tapes too on how to network, and they were literal cassette tapes. So I had a Walkman.
Yes.
Anyway, but I crushed it. I killed it in sales, and I got really good at it. And it turns out I really good at systemizing processes in sales to convert leads, to get leads in and et cetera. Hence podcasting and systemizing that process. But then I had the divorce, death, midlife crisis failure years, and I'm running low on time. So I'll skip that. Then I've got the digital marketing years and the influence army. And I spoke to that already a little bit, but you can see the power of inventorying your stories. So what you want to do is get your story arcs, and within your story arcs, you've got your stories, your impactful people stories, and your customer stories. You got it? Now
Sir.
we've got the tool. Then we go to the guest speaker tracking template. And again, I've got all these live links in my podcast guest speaking roadmap, is what it's called. It's called the podcast guest speaking roadmap. Here you can see how I track podcasts and where I put their email addresses and stuff like that. And actually, here's my list of booked shows. So you start putting on there. Anyway, it's super fun and podcasts I've spoken on. So constantly adding to that list. But what we're really interested in is the tools and links, how to find the podcasts. And really quick, this is what I want to tell you. Whenever we talk about guests speaking on podcasts, you talk to the general public about it, or people who think they want to speak on podcasts, they all want to go to Joe Rogan or Seth Godin or who, any big name. Yeah, we all do, but that's not reality. What I would ask you and challenge you right now is if you could speak on an audience on a stage to 10 people to talk about what you do, would you do it? I want to see it in the chat. Yes or no?
Oh, hell yes.
Hell yes.
Hell
So
yes.
if you think about it that way, it really doesn't matter the size of the podcast. It could be a tiny podcast that has 50 listeners. I would kill. I'm here right now, 5 a.m. I should be in bed sleeping, but I've got a captive audience. Okay. So you got to change, we got to change our mindset on the size of the podcast and what we want to do. And then if you think about it too, so I teach on obviously how to go on a podcast speaking tour. So there's marketing podcasts. So you got to start thinking about what who's got a slice of that audience that would want me, right? Coaching podcasts, because coaches or business coaches are coaching business owners how to grow their businesses and do all these things. So that would be a great podcast for me to speak on. There's just a group of podcasts. There's so many different podcasts. Any biz ops people, right? There's copywriters out there. There's funnel builders out there. There's the list is if you start thinking a little bit, expand your who your audience is. Does that make sense to everybody?
Absolutely.
Good. Um, cool. So to find the podcast, we can always just go to Google, right? So I could Google coaching, business coaching podcasts. I can't spell pod podcasts. We could also usually it'll say, there you go. Google gives me 41 right there. So I could start clicking on those. I could actually screenshot. That's what I would do is I would screenshot that, and I've got a list of 40 podcasts right there. Oopsie. 41. 30 best business coaching podcasts. 17 coaching experts. 20 great podcasts. You can always just start with the Google. Okay. Next is you can go to, this is my favorite way to do it, is you just go to the Apple. There's my podcast. Give me 1 second. Let's open the Apple Podcasts app. Oh, you can't see it. Let me try and stop sharing. Well, basically, sorry about that. Let me go back here. If you go to Apple and you search business coaching podcasts, it'll give you a whole list of podcasts. It's crazy. And then what you do, and you do the same thing on Spotify. Spotify is actually the best for this. You search on Spotify. Let's see if I can do that really quick. You put in the search. I'm just going to crank through this. Just trust me. You search business podcasts and it's going to give you lists and you scroll down and scroll down and scroll down. Okay. On the Apple podcast, what's great when you click on the podcast that you find and like, you scroll down a little bit and it will recommend more business podcasts to you. Okay. So that's the next thing. The other is listen notes. I told you about listen notes. You could search business podcasts there, right? And it'll just give you lists and lists and lists of podcasts. Hopefully, everybody's writing this down. You can go to Chartable, Podchaser. These are all ways that you can just type whatever kind of podcast you want to speak on, and it will give you lists of them. So the next question is, how do we easily get on their shows? So what's their email? What's the pitch? And what happens from there? And I'm running out of time. So quick, this is really what you want to know. We're going to go to Podcast Addict. This is my favorite. Let's type in my podcast, Table Rush. This is how you find their email, okay?
Mm.
Table Rush Talk Show. There's my podcast. So this is podcastaddict.com. See this little thing on the left, RSS feed? It's like really stands for like really simple something. I can't remember. It's technobabble, but every podcast has an RSS feed. So you click that in there and then it takes a second. And here, there's my email right there, Misha at Be Love Media. See it?
Yes,
Right
sir.
there. Bam, Misha at Be Love Media. Every RS, 95% of the podcast RSS feeds. There you go. Sometimes it takes a second to load, but there it is. iTunes email. Bam. The other thing is I have another email in the show notes. So a lot of hosts put their email in the show notes. There it is right there too. So I've got two emails from you to choose from. Does that make sense to everybody? Hopefully. Super easy. And then I do want to say the secret sauce on how to find podcasts is next thing, if you find somebody that you like that has a podcast, you go to Facebook, you type in their name. Dedra's a great person, got a great podcast. Deidre Shen is her name. You scroll down, and a lot of these people who have podcasts guest speak on summits and things like that, right? Is that a yes? Everybody familiar with summits and all that?
Yes,
So if
sir.
we scroll down here, we will find that she is guest speaking on a summit. Where is it? May 20th. There you go. Bam. Then we hack that list. You search State of Podcast Marketing Summit. You can look at all those guest speakers. All those guest speakers realistically have a podcast. Bam. Then you hack the podcast guest speaker list. So you find a podcast that has guest speakers. Most of those guest speakers have their own podcasts, and that's another great source of podcasts. Let's see, clock's ticking. My favorite stories. Stacy Oliver, who jumped into into my influence army. She jumped in. She literally closed two $6,000 contracts without even really having to try. It was crazy. Carissa got a $30,000 business grant by guest speaking. Crazy. I'd tell you the whole story, but I'm out of time. I am not guaranteeing that this will happen for you, but they did do the work. Your bonus, you can go to guestingguide.com. And there is my, let's click on guestingguide.com and I'll show you what you get. It's my free guide on how to launch a successful and profitable podcast tour. I'll tell you something else as well. I go deep. I'm doing, if you go to influencetour.com, I'm doing a podcast guest speaking masterclass where I go deep, a lot deeper than I did with payment here. But go to guestingguide.com, get my little thing, and there you go. Payment, 29 minutes. Done. How'd I do?
You're amazing. Well done.
Oh my gosh, Keely,
Amazing.
huh? Go ahead. Sorry.
Amazing. Yeah.
Well done. Guys, what he shared with you guys is absolutely gold. Please rewatch it and implement what he said, because that alone can put your business, your podcast onto the map, so to speak. Seriously. Don't just
You know
passively
what?
watch. It's not entertainment. It's actually life-changing.
Do you know what? I can't wait to look at the recording because there was so much going on there. And it's just given me so much inspiration because I had no idea how to reverse engineer what I'm doing and how I'm putting my podcast out there, because I've been on Payman's Training Academy, which was amazing. And I'm like, so how do I do this? But just one thing, right? I am getting calls transatlantic, got another call today. Can I be on your podcast? And I'm like, how are they finding me? And now I know that they're finding me because they're deploying these tools. Thank you. Because I'm like, how do these people know about? I've just literally put out 6 episodes and they're coming in one. And these are good people. As I was saying, one is a UN advisor. Another one is a 4 times international best-selling author. I've just been given a speaking gig in the United States to help community wellness. It happened last night. It's just like, why haven't I, like you, why haven't I done this years ago? But I didn't know what I didn't know. So that's cool.
Yes.
Indeed. Go ahead, Misha.
Do you want to do Q&A quick, or we call it good?
Yes, absolutely. Let's take a few. Vida has a beautiful question in the chat. She said, what to write into emails when approaching first time. Have you got template or tips how to grab attention?
Yes, I do. And that's a great, great question. I'm going to show you right now. We're right here. Sorry to hijack the screen again. Let me go
Or is
to where is it? Here we go. I'm gonna everybody get ready to take a screenshot because this is it. This is the simplest pitch that will get you on shows. You see this right here? It literally is this pitch has got me on more shows than I know what to do with. And it's literally, you find the podcast just the way I show you. You say, "Hey Bob, I found your uh, best podcast in the world, and you have a great show. Are you looking for an interesting guest to be on the show? If so, what are the next steps?" Thanks, Misha. Screenshot that. That's all you need to do. You're going to see all kinds of other stuff that says like follow the person, rate their show, blah, 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 blah. You can do that. I do that now and then. This is the one. You got it?
that
Okay.
pitch, Misha, was, I remember back in, what was it, October, November last year, I got an email from you. That was the pitch that really got me to say yes and join your academy. Seriously, I said, wow, is sharing this for free? 4 lines, but powerful. What's inside? And also, I want to say one thing, Misha, that you haven't mentioned with. What if someone says, no, I'm not looking? How do you respond to that? I'm not looking for
Uh,
guests.
yes, that's right. That's so good too. Um, yeah. So think about there's 4 responses that you get when you're sending out your uh requests. One is a yes, book here. Number 2 is yes and. So they'll be like, yeah, I'll take interesting guests. What do you want to talk about? So you answer the question. Number 3 is you get a no response. Literally, it goes to crickets. In 5 days, you just send the exact same email again. Number 4 is they say no. And what is a no? That's just an opportunity for a counter offer. So usually I'll get these days, yeah, I'll get, hey, I'd love to be a guest on your show, or you take an interesting guest. They'll say, no, we only take women. I get that a lot. There's a lot of podcasts out there that only take women right now, which is amazing. And I'm in full support of that. But what I do is it's your chance for a counter offer. So I literally reply back and say, hey, this is it. Everybody take your notes. I say, hey, host, thanks for the quick response and noted that you're only booking women right now. And then I do a counteroffer. My counteroffer is, but how would you like to be a guest on my show?
Brilliant.
And what do they say? They say yes. And I want them on my show. I'm just trying to build a relationship, right? And 50% of the people say, yes, I would love to be a guest on your show. And bam, relationship started. Thank
And
you
she
for that
can
payment.
connect you to other people. Maybe she can invite you even though she only takes women, as an expert, as an exclusive expert. So the sky's the limit, guys. This is genius. I love it. This is why, Misha, you're back here, and I want to bring you back for the next one too. So
yeah, good. Any other questions? I know we've done good on time, and I appreciate you bringing
oh,
me
you're
in.
good. You're good. Let's take one more question from Misha before he goes back to
I've
sleep.
I've been following lots of groups on Facebook mainly about podcasting. And they said there's a lot of scammers out there who you've got to beware of. So how do you find out whether people are genuine or not? And also, is podcasting always free? Always offered
Yeah,
free? And do you give your time free?
yeah. So check it out. That's such a great question. So yeah, a lot of you'll figure out really quick who's scammy and who isn't when you're having your back and forth interaction via email. But when I'm emailing people to be a guest on their shows, I'm almost not coming across any scammers. But what I do get is, yes, we'd love to have you on the show. And we have a $500 production fee, or we have a $2,000 production fee. All of you are going to start a podcast. By the end of the day, you're going to join Payments Thing. And I'm going to tell you why right now. My Alan, who's in my influence army, he doesn't have to pay booking fees anymore. You want to know how? It's because at the counter offer, you just reply back, hey, that's awesome. how about this? Instead of in lieu of the production fee, how about we do an interview swap?
That's it.
Mm.
And
Brilliant. Genius.
every time they say, heck yeah, I'd love to be on your show, because everybody wants a stage to speak on.
And just to add to that, and almost 4 years, I had only 2 people ask me, so how big is your audience? How many downloads you get? I just tell them straight up, for me, I don't play the numbers game. For me, I use my podcast to build connection, rapport, to build trust, because business is all about trust and relationship nurturing process. The sensible people understand. I had 2 people ask me that in 4 years, and both of them, they understood. So it doesn't matter if you have any, and when I had those people ask me those questions, it was way back when I was just starting. I had less than 200 subscribers. Now we're bigger, but still tiny, just under 1,400 subscribers. So again, it's not about the numbers. Everybody wants a platform to share a story about, because when you have your podcast, you have an invaluable asset. You're doing people a favor. You're basically making them look good, making them shine brighter than they're currently shining, because they can use that. They can repurpose that for their social media. They can create clips and so on and so forth. So again, even if you're just starting, you have no audience, it's okay. Don't limit yourself. Go out and reach out to your dream guest. And that's something I cover more inside my academy, where I go into the Dream 100 list. That's something that Debra saw, and she was blown away by it.
Yeah.
Awesome. There you go. Did that answer your question, Christine?
Yeah, it does. Brilliant. That's what's made me, if you like, a little bit scared of starting myself, because what have I got to offer? If I say to somebody, you can come on my podcast, I haven't got any background.
You know what, Christine? Neither did I.
And neither did I.
Literally, I'm getting speaker slots that I'd never even thought I would ever be able to have a voice. I'm having people come through. Obviously, what Misha said, they're finding me the ways that we're going to find other people. Didn't even know that, thinking, how can they find me? I'm now speaking with clients because we do business development for people. And I'm saying, I can promote you much better if you have a podcast, because we can say on your notes, well, actually, you know what? How about inviting you as a guest on the podcast? We could take you. It's not that it's a guarantee. They're going to have to earn the right to come on as a guest, because I'm vetting all of mine so that they know this is a big deal, that they're actually going to be invited on there. So
I think that helps, because you're a salesperson. You can make the sales offer, can't you?
Really
so
quick,
because payment in the next side gets you to actually speak from the heart.
Hey, Christine, I want to.
From the heart, that's fine. Sorry, Misha. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah. Let me just say something really quick too. Inventory your stories, and your fear of speaking on shows will go away.
Absolutely.
Like, people literally are like, I want to speak on podcasts. A ton of my students were like, I had this fear. I would not respond to people who were saying, hey, Misha, be on my show. And I was like, God, what am I going to say? So I just wouldn't respond. And that's the worst. That's even worse than saying no. Like, ignoring it is the worst. But anyway, inventory
I
your
know
stories.
what I want to say, though. I just want.
Good. So
I
start
just want
sending the invites.
platform.
Start sending the invites. I gave you the easiest invite in the world.
Yeah.
Mark, you got a question? What's up? I see Mark's got his hand up.
Hi, thanks, Misha. First of all, thank you so much. Honestly, that was super insightful, and just really appreciate your story, your transparency. So much to take on board, basically. But my question, if it's okay to ask, is I think I said earlier to the group a few days ago that when I first started thinking about podcasting, I'm in year 1 of my startup coaching business, and it was always that kind of like amazing idea, but put it on the back shelf for now while I get everything else sort of in shape. Then my line of thinking as I started progressing was, okay, the best thing to do first of all is to be more of a guest speaker, forget about my own podcast first. So I was just wondering from your, basically just get in front of an audience as quickly as possible. And then, then I could start my own one once I start actually getting in front of people. So my question to you would be, back when you first started, was it literally with your own podcast, or were you focusing more on getting guest gigs? And in terms of effort and labor, what's the most demanding? Is it setting up your own podcast, or is it actually trying to get guest speaking gigs?
Yeah, so both do take a little bit of work. I started with my own podcast first, so I started, and I just start. I This is the secret that I have that worked for me is that I made a commitment to post everything that I recorded. So if I did an interview, I threw it up. I stopped judging good or bad. I'm like, I interviewed somebody, that thing's going up there. I recorded a riff because I did for a while, I was doing just riffing all the time. I was like, if I'm going to record it and I'm throwing it up there, and I'm honestly, I do almost no editing. I don't overthink it, man. I'm just
Yes.
record, get it up, record, get it up. I would encourage you, and if you don't have your podcast yet, I would start it ASAP. Okay. And then I think both are good. I don't, starting my own podcast was one of the best things I ever did. Right. And I love it.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so I'm not sure if I'm answering your question. Did I answer your question or did I ignore it?
But no, I don't think you did ignore it because I can tell just from your, from your passion that, you're giving me the answer right there, with all of your experience, then it's, to me, you're answering my questions. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Perfect. Good. Mark and Payman, I just see there's two more hands up. So
yes, please, let's take them and then we'll, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
First with
Mark.
Santa. Oh,
fire.
Yeah, I was wondering, a
Oh.
lot of people talk about having a speaker one sheet. And I wonder, is that any use in the podcasting arena, or do people actually ask you for it, or would you say it's not needed?
Yeah, to guest speak on podcasts, people don't invite themselves on podcasts because they don't have a guest sheet. So you give the guest sheet when you need it. I still don't have an official guest sheet, and I'm on podcasts all the time. Invite yourself, and they say, yeah, book here, or yeah, what do you want to talk about? And so, then I'll say, oh, their podcast about this. This is what I want to talk about. Super simple and quick. And then they say, hey, give me your bio. That's the usual way that it goes. So I have a bio. I just created a bio, and I actually have my perfect bio creating framework, but whatever. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. It sounds like you don't need it, basically.
Exactly. You don't. Everyone's going to tell you do, but you don't. Yeah,
So
go ahead,
just-
Mark.
just
go
before
ahead.
Mark, you go, the gist of it is keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate, don't overthink it.
Yeah.
All right. Mark, go ahead. Mark Jared.
So yeah, hi. My podcast kicks off tomorrow. It's called Pressure Creates Diamonds, and Debra is going to be the first guest. Yay! I've got so many people in my network who have experienced incredible trauma in their lives and come out stronger for it. So in terms of guests, no problem. I'm just wondering about time allocation though. If you were me, how much of your time, or what percentage of your time, would you devote to your own podcast versus appearing as a guest on other people's?
Everybody that comes to guest on your show, that comes as a guest on your show, I would start this way. Everybody that you start bringing on your show, if they have a podcast, say, I want to speak on your show. And then you could keep it really simple.
That's easy. A nice reciprocal arrangement. Nice.
There you go. Yep. And then it's super fun. And if you're having tons of guests, then it's easy.
Well, I'd love have you experienced, well, you've experienced trauma, so you can be a guest.
Yeah, I'd love to. Oh my gosh. I can't wait. Yeah, good. I'll make a note. Mark Jarrett.
You got it.
Likewise, Misha, I'm looking for guests of high quality as well. Everybody here is welcome because I can do more than one recording a week. I can do one a day. I can do two a day. Mine are about 35 minutes. It's a nice chatty environment. And you know what? Since then, people are saying, I've seen you on Google. You're coming up and you're doing all these videos. And I go, yeah. And it's just like, I'm getting noticed, which is...
How long does the editing and uploading process take? Like half an hour, 2 hours?
I'm gonna let Payman answer that, but hold on. Everybody, I'm on Facebook, so Misha Z. I'm in the Facebook group. If you want me on your podcast or whatever, just DM me or friend me or whatever.
He's inside our Facebook page, so feel free to reach out to him. And if you can't find
and
him,
I want to be...
I'll connect you.
Yeah, and Payman, thank you again for the stage, and I want to. I'm going to stop. Yeah, because we could keep going forever. So Cheers.
Don't mind. That's why you're
everybody.
always back. You're welcome, brother. Thank you. So let's give him a big hand. He's amazing. He deserves it. Let's take a screenshot. Who can take a screenshot? Anyways, I took it. Anyways, awesome. Thank you, Misha.
Oh, here. Let's do it. Yeah, did I come back up? Take the
All right.
screenshot. Yeah.
Awesome. Well done. Thank you, Misha, brother. You're welcome to stay, or if you want, up to you. You're always welcome, brother.
I know I've got more meetings, if you can believe it. So I'm charging the
yes.
day. Start your
Thank you.
podcast, everybody. Do not wait like me. Sign up with payment. Get going. Rocking and rolling. Later,
Take care,
everybody.
brother. Take care.
Thank you.
Wow. How was it, guys? How did you like Misha?
Amazing.
Yes.
Very informative.
And the quality of your guests, Payman, I mean, honestly, I'm not being funny, guys. This is free stuff. It's just amazing.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Please all mine. So now we're getting to the second half. Let me change my hat, as I promised. All right, guys. Okay, wow. I'm buzzing. I'm loving this. You guys are amazing. And yes, I've had many people tell me, even from the previous 5-day challenge I've done for the US, Australia, and Canada, that I could easily charge $1,000 just for this, but I'm not holding anything back. I just want to inspire other people to share their stories. And I've had many people that just by implementing the free information I share here, they were able to get leads for their businesses and clients right away. So please don't just passively watch. This is not entertainment. Yes, it can be fun.
No.
Fun to learn while having fun. But please, I'm begging you, implement this. Implement this, because this can, for me, it not only changed my life, it transformed, but also in some ways it saved my life. I wouldn't be here without the podcast. Seriously. So, and just to mention something that you said, Christine, that really spoke to me. We all have been blessed with phenomenal gifts. The fact that you made it this far in life, the fact that you overcome all kind of challenges, these are powerful stories. You know, literally, your crap is your gold. The bigger the challenge, the more painful, the more traumatic, the more tragic, whatever you had to overcome in life, the more inspirational, the more powerful, the more impactful, and the more life-saving, the more family-saving it can be. You literally, by sharing your story, by inspiring others, by being a big brother, big sister, by being a leader, a Sherpa, a guide, extending your arm, getting someone out of the rut they are in, you're bringing hope. You're saving lives, saving families. Like, I love what the two Amishes are doing. They're literally saving not only lives, but saving families. And again, what I said yesterday, and always I say it, don't sell your time. There's always a ceiling how much you can charge. Don't sell information, your knowledge, because information can be obtained for free nowadays. Instead, offer transformation. The bigger the transformation you can offer, the more powerful, impactful, and the more people, the more, when you offer transformation, when you sell your time, when you want to sell your knowledge, it's going to be transactional. It's going to be about money. But when you offer transformation, it's not going to be about money. Look at Jay yesterday. Now he's charging $60,000 for a VIP program. And he has a waiting list because he literally changes lives. He changes families. He takes family out of the generational poverty circle. People are lining up to give him $60,000. So again, don't make it about knowledge or time. Make it about transformation. That's my ultimate, one of my ultimate messages for you guys. All right, so you guys ready for the second half of the show? All right. If you want to take a 30-second bathroom break, anything, please do so, because I definitely need one. So don't go anywhere. I've been drinking so much water. I'm being real. What you see is what you get. So there's no facade. And that's what I want you to see. Be real. Let your personality shine. Let people know who you are as a person, as a human being. Let them see your sense of humor, because that's what people want. That's where you get really connect with people. And when you connect with people as a man to man, man to woman, that's when the magic happens. Someone said something? All right, give me 30 seconds. Go take a fresh air, whatever, and we'll be right back for second half. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Has anyone been affected by the Microsoft issue?
Yeah, I can't make any payments, which is not so bad, but there we go. Yep, couldn't pay my mobile bill, couldn't
Can you
get into
receive
my
money?
bank account. Huh?
Can you receive money?
I've no idea because I can't see into my my bank account.
It's quite a big issue, isn't it?
Massive.
Airports,
Yeah.
Yeah.
banks, and
Their apparently their shares went down £61 billion.
Yeah. And I would think they'd go bust over this, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I'm glad
Go,
I've got an
Mac.
Apple.
Go, Mac. You'll be fine.
So what's happened exactly? I missed this. I've been
The
on
internet,
Teams all day.
the internet's broken. You can't rely on it anymore.
Oh well, I was using it I've been using it all day. It's
No,
been
it's
fine.
it's a glitch with a company that has a certain element within, so it's payments and bookings and such like. So airports are down, you can't pay money. And so
CrowdStrike, they're called.
CrowdStrike, that's it.
Got quite an apt name, seeing as
Yeah.
the disruption they're causing.
Yeah, I mean, apparently they did an update, and the update failed. My partner was he's in that kind of business, and he was saying that the update failed, and they haven't been able to reverse it, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
So it'll just take the time it takes. But it does.
It's a warning to us people to be a bit less
really
reliant because it's going to happen all the time.
And we need to have cash.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, well, try using cash in Sweden. You won't have much luck.
Oh,
but
God.
I think it's interesting as well, though, because when you look at the whole across the board, and we realize how much of our lives are electronically managed.
Yeah.
Even down to the fact that if we had some bizarre EMP situation, there wouldn't be any food in the shops within 2 days.
Yeah.
Like the electricity would stop, the gas would stop, the water would stop.
Exactly.
We wouldn't, and all of these things. And I do think that these are discussions worth having without scaring the bejesus out of ourselves or anyone else.
Yeah.
Is how do we respond as communities to situations like that?
In a way, but I think we're stuck. Just worth adding in here, I work within conveyancing circles, so I work with people who are buying and selling properties. And there was a crash in November last year. And when you think about it, there are people screaming out saying, oh, you've got to do it online. You've got to do it online. You've got to do it with data. You've got to use IT. It's the only way to do it. They had a crash. And the consequence of that, there were thousands of people, because you can imagine all of these people in chains to purchase their houses, the records disappeared.
Yeah.
There was absolutely nothing that they could do. So it stuffed them for 4 or 5 weeks. So it added 4 or 5 weeks to the already extended time that it takes to get conveyancing work done. And that is just one issue. But people are screaming out, got to do it. You're a dinosaur if you don't use IT as much as we want to sell it to you. That's what they're trying to do.
I do think it's fascinating, isn't it? I mean, I was at the hospital this morning and they'd had a glitch with their IT systems. And I was talking to a consultant and I realized that he didn't know that I had thyroid issue and these things, because literally half my notes had been wiped. So we had, and he said, oh, you're the 4th person today that whose notes are incomplete. And I'm going, and it's, you know, if you ask for them to be printed, they all pull a face at you.
Yeah.
So you don't even know what's on your file. They pull a face and then they lose half the information. Bless them all. I don't know what to say.
Well, my husband's just gone up for our prescription that luckily I ordered last Sunday. And I said, you may have a wait. And he said, why? I said, because they haven't been able to access records and they're having difficulty doing it all by hand. And he just didn't realise that it affects, you know, every single thing that you need. And you need your prescription, don't you?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
in 1859, there was a massive solar storm called the Carrington event, and there will be another one, and that generates an EMP.
Yeah.
And then the grid will go down. Anyway, have a nice weekend, everyone.
All right, guys, let's get back to, okay, wow, people, okay. Yeah, all right, let's go back to part 2. Let me share my screen here. All right, do you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay, so now let's get back and now let's resume when we left off. Now that we have our zone of genius identified, we have created our irresistible offer. Now the next piece of the equation is, where is our ideal audience hanging out the most? So this is what we need to do, and to identify that, again, we need to look at what is the pain point that we are addressing for who, and based on that, we'll know exactly where is that person hanging out. For me, so far, it's been exclusively on Facebook. Up to now, 90% of my clients have come from Facebook groups. Now I'm slowly getting into LinkedIn. So for you, it's going to depend on your business, what is the pain point you're solving, and so on and so forth. I just had a call earlier today with another gentleman, a friend of mine from the Netherlands. He's not in here, but for him, he's a developer coder. For him, it's on Discord. So again, you got to know your audience and know where this person your people are hanging out the most, and simply getting your information in front of them. So again, everything builds upon the previous layer. So the first thing, the most important thing is identifying what is your zone of genius, which is day 3. Then what is the pain point you're solving and for who? That is also day 3. And day 4 is building your offer, your irresistible offer. So make sure you watch those and do the assignments, the action steps, so you can really move forward. And then you can, once you come to here, you know, there's no guesswork required. You know exactly where's that person hanging out. So let's move on. So now, something very important, your foundational 10, 15 episodes for your podcast. Before you go live, before you publish it to the world, I highly recommend you have at least, at the bare minimum, 10 and ideally 15 to 20 episodes recorded before you launch them, before you tell the world that you have a podcast live. And that's for 2 reasons. One, because when people are looking to explore, to find new podcasts, and if they like what they hear or they see the first few minutes, they want to binge watch. They want to binge listen to you. So given that opportunity, it's much better to have more. In this case, less is not more. Actually, more is more. More is better. So have them as many episodes possible so they can really get to know you. That's one way. It's one thing is going to do. The second thing is going to do, once you go out and reach out to people you don't know, just like Misha just mentioned, or even I cover inside the academy, and that is, the first thing they will do when you reach out to people you don't know, your ideal audience, the first thing they will do is they want to check you out. Hey, let me check this person's podcast. If they see I've listened to 5 episodes, not interested. But if they see I have 10, 20, 30, 50 episodes, yes, they will be very interested. So this is why you need to have, I recommend you to have a first 10, 15 episodes before you go live. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, again, mapping out your first, literally 5 episodes to 1,000 episodes. I've been mapping out my episodes the same way from day 1, and now I just released today episode 346. I have another 20 episodes in the can. So approaching 400 episodes in the same structure, same framework. So again, once we identify who's our ideal client, where they hang out, we simply invite them. And I'm going to summarize that with this principle. This is the golden principle. It applies not only to your podcast, your business, but also to your life, your friendship, your relationship, people around you, and everything. And that is, never put yourself in a position to ask, beg, or chase someone. Instead, invite. Let me repeat. Never put yourself in a position to ask, beg, or chase someone. Instead, invite. Because if you ask someone, hey, Debra, I was awesome working with you. Could you please do me a favor, send me a quick testimonial? Sure, she will do it. But I would have to ask her a couple of times, reminder. And it's never a good place for you to be always asking, begging, and chasing someone. Instead, what if you were to say, hey, Maya, I love what you're doing. I love working with you. And I would love for you to come share your story on my podcast. Now, she's going to be the one asking me, oh, absolutely. Just say when. Send me your Calendly. She's going to be the one chasing me. You see the dynamic has changed. I'm just using Maya as an example, but just to give you the idea. So again, once you do that, things turn. You go from being the chaser to being the chasee. So that's very important. Is that even a word, the chasee? Anyways, I'm just making words, making up words. Anyways, so this is very important. Now, so far, let me recap. We've covered so far on day one how podcasting completely changed, transformed, even saved my life in many ways. Day two, we looked at the benefits of podcasting for both you personally and your business. Day three, we've brainstormed together to identify your zone of genius, your avatar, and went over to launch your podcast, showed you how to launch your podcast in 3 easy steps using my proven blueprint formula. Day four, we took the content of the findings of day three, your zone of genius, your avatar, and all that, and we started crafting your irresistible Godfather offer, both with me and with Jay. And today with Misha, we looked at how to have a path to getting leads on demand for you to get unlimited visibility, to boost your authority, and so on and so forth. And also how to start growing your podcast by going on Podcast Store, and also to really take your podcast to the next level. Now, remember what I mentioned yesterday? The number, that magical, that very powerful principle, and that is, I really want you guys to really memorize this, because that is the crux of everything we do. And that is, your client has to care about the problem before they care about the solution, your offer, and ultimately about you. That is very important. Why is it important? Is because the number one reason most coaches, entrepreneurs online struggle to get any traction, any leads, any clients with any consistency is because they lack clarity. That is very important. This is why I've been emphasizing on this for the so far throughout this challenge, especially on day 2 and 3 and 4. It's been about that, killing that clarity by having laser focus clarity.
Yeah.
Sorry, killing that lack of clarity so that we can have this laser focus clarity. Because if you don't have this clarity, what's going to happen is you're going to struggle to get leads. You're going to struggle to get any clients. You're going to struggle to, your message is going to be so vague, it's going to resonate with no one. When your message is vague, you have no business. Your messaging offer do not resonate with anyone. You have no leads coming in. You're not getting any client. No client means no business. No business means you're seriously facing the real threat of shutting your business down and looking for a job. That's the ultimate consequence of you not addressing that issue today or as soon as possible. So this is very important. Now, can you relate with any of these? Are you struggling to get warm, quality, and responsive leads for your business consistently? Put a 1 on the chat if you do. Are you wondering where your next client is coming from? Do you have a reliable system that gets you leads on demand consistently, effortlessly, and organically? That is a crux. Are you tired of not being seen and getting any visibility in a crowded red ocean market and your business? Here's a big one that I struggled with for a long time. Are you tired of charging so low that you're always struggling to make ends meet? Please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay, let me mute you. Okay, perfect. And tired of attracting prospect with saying that anything over $100 or pounds or euros is too expensive? Put a yes, put a no more, actually, no more in the chat if you don't want to have this pain anymore. Yes, yes, good. Awesome. Now, and again, tired of not having a reliable, consistent system where you can get your exact ideal prospect and avatar leads on demand? This is all of these. I was struggling with all of these. And that's why for the first year, I didn't make any money because I had no idea. I was going nowhere. I was like a headless chicken. But once I understood all of this, that business is not a numbers game, that business is a relationship nurturing process. I need to have a platform to get my foot in the door in front of my exact ideal prospect clients, and then I've be able to share my story, how I overcame what I overcame, and build rapport and trust. That's when things started to change. So if you answered yes to any of those, let me hear. If you're currently an author, coach, speaker with a high ticket offer, $1,000, and you're looking to skyrocket your visibility, looking to build your authority and be seen as an authority, expert, and leader in your field, industry, and niche, and you want to connect heart to heart with exact ideal audience and attract them organically, and basically want to get leads on demand through your podcast and YouTube channel, find your voice, amplify your impact, and share your gifts and all that good stuff, put a hell yes in the chat. Let's hear a couple of you guys. Which one of you guys are currently struggling with any of these? And which one? Let's hear a couple of you. Quickly. And one sentence or two. Who wants to go?
Okay. I'm tired of not getting seen and getting any visibility because I've just not done it before. And in fact, actually, you know what? I had a thought process that every time I saw people coming up, I go, oh, goodness me. And I've realized I was the one that was wrong. They were the ones that were right. I should have been on there years ago, and now I've got my opportunity.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Anyone else wants to share?
I just would like to get out 35 years of doing something that not many people know about. Because I think the knowledge today is relevant to what's going on in not just my country, but the world. But why am I not getting there? Is nobody interested in what's going on?
Yes, I hear you. Yeah, yeah. Now, which one of these is the one that speaks the loudest to you? The one that you really are craving and looking to get? Let me check the chat. Number 3, Vida. So are you looking to build your authority and be seen as an expert authority leader in your field? Yes. And what would that achieve for you in your business? Vida, let's hear you.
Hello, everyone. Sorry that I'm not putting camera because not well today. Because as I mentioned before, I have more than 29 years in education field, and especially I'm passionate about closing the gap in financial literacy. And I did so much and wasted so much my own energy and health by trying to do on my own, and still not achieving what I would like. And if I implement everything what I learned recently about podcasting, storytelling, I think that I will skyrocket and achieve my childhood dream to be self-made millionaire. And this is because of the reason that I'm child from alcoholic family. My parents died very early, and I was always fighter for better life, but I never lost my heart. I'm a very sensitive person. And that was a reason why in business I often burn and was betrayed. So,
wow.
If I answered the question.
Yes, absolutely. And all of these challenges, all this crap that you had to overcome, these are incredible, incredible gifts that now you're in a stage for you to step up, identify them and embrace them loud and proud, and share them even louder and prouder. So your story, you can become a source of inspiration for someone who's currently going through what you had to go through. So this is a beautiful position to be in. So, and this is going to be a powerful, powerful way for you to achieve that, to get to be seen, to build authority, the expert and leadership and all that in the process, achieve your dream of becoming a millionaire. So we're all cheering for you.
Thank you.
And sending all the fastest healing vibes for you to get back on your feet.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome. Now, you guys by now understand why having a crystal clear, laser focused clarity is a must for your business. Because again, if your message is vague, meaning I help people be fit, be happy, be financially independent, you might as well have not a business, because it's going to resonate with no one. Because the name of the game is clarity, and the more clarity you have in your messaging, that's going to mean your message is going to stand out. It's going to speak directly, not to the heart, not only to the heart, but to the soul of the person. And when your message is clear and has clarity, guess what? It's going to translate into, well, I should have put the pound sign, but I didn't have them at the time. So more money, more pound, more dollars, more euros, whatever currency you want. And more money you make, the more options you have, the more freedom you have, because ultimately it's about freedom. Someone asked me one time, what do you want to buy if you have all the money in the world? I said, I want to buy more freedom, more time, because that's the ultimate luxury in life. It's not about a bigger house, a bigger car, a bigger whatever material things. You want control of your time. You want control of freedom, especially nowadays and in today's world. So again, this is very important. This is one of the most foundational message of this entire week is for you. If I can help you to really understand the importance of having a crystal clear, laser focused messaging, that alone is going to make a tremendous progress, help you have a tremendous progress in your business. That can alone solve the main reason why you were not up to now getting any traction, any leads on your client, because your message was not clear. Your message was diluted. That's something that's very, very important. That's the number one reason why most coaches fail to get anywhere, is because they lack that indispensable clarity. Now, here's another fantastic benefit of having a laser-focused clarity in your messaging and offer, because you attract a much higher caliber of prospect and clients, because the people that know a laser-focused clarity, clear message is going to attract the person that knows exactly what they want, and the person who knows exactly what they want, guess what? They will be a dream client, and they will have the means to pay for what you're looking for, because people that have clarity, guess what? They're successful. Being clear and having clarity is one of the most basic requirements of being successful. So this is why for you, having the clarity that you need in your messaging, what is the pain point you solve, for who, how long does it take it, the more specific you are, the more clear you are, the more it's going to speak directly to the soul and heart of the person, and you will be able to attract the right person. And the right person, the people who have that clarity, guess what? They're already successful. They understand the value of your time. They will be able to respect your time, respect money, and there will be dreams to work with. Because again, the people that listen to your podcast listeners, especially those that listen to your podcast, they understand the value of not only time, but also of self-investment. They will be much more willing, able, and ready to invest in your program, versus the people that only listen to radios and music. Nothing wrong with music. I love music. But podcast listeners are a different breed of people compared to just people that just listen to music. Because again, you have this trust, this rapport. For example, Debra, we connected back in January. I never pitched her. I never tried to sell her. Just got to give an opportunity to share a story, open her heart. And she did that. She took the opportunity and ran with it. And just back in end of March, after one of our long, amazing conversation on the podcast, I just said, wow, you need to have your own podcast. Have you thought about it? She said, yes. And I said, well, timing is perfect. I'm starting next week my challenge. Would you like to be in? And after that, she did it. And then after the challenge, hey, why don't you join the academy? It's a no-brainer for you. There was no need to pitch, to sell. And you just asked me, how much is it? I said, here's it. Send the link. And next thing you know, she's in. Because again, you have this trust. Because again, business, it's about trust, especially when you're selling anything high ticket over $1,000, pounds, or euros. So again, your very best clients will come from your podcast. And for me, up to now, 100%, not 50, not 60, 100% of my clients have come from my podcast. They've been my podcast listeners or podcast guests, because we have this foundational trust. So this is what your podcast will allow you to achieve for you, even if you have absolutely no audience. Because again, it's not about the numbers. It's about the connections. If I were to wait for my podcast to get big, to make money, I would have still be by now still in Toronto in a soul-crushing job. I would not be able to be living the life I've been living, to be a 4-time #1 international best-selling author, to be connecting to all of you guys. I would not be able to. So don't let the numbers, the fact that you don't have an audience, the fact that you feel that your story doesn't matter, stop you. Your story definitely matters. Your voice matters. You matter. Now is your time to share it, to identify it, to embrace it loud and proud, and share it even louder, even prouder. Anyways, enough of my speech. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, I've been explaining all of that to you guys since the beginning of this challenge. How having your own profitable podcast can be a game changer for your business, for you, and even in some way for your life. Because again, it's going to skyrocket your visibility, not in a massive way, but in front of among the people that matter, the people that can really resonate with your story, that can identify with you, that can see themselves in you, that can resonate with you. These are the only people that matter, as far as we're concerned. The people that can really resonate with us, that can identify with us, they can see us as one of their own. It's going to drastically boost your authority, build and boost your authority, because again, once you're a podcaster, it opens the world to bigger podcasts, bigger joint ventures, becoming an author, a published author, not just a published author, but the #1 international best-selling author. Mary was here on the 2, I believe, or the 3. She just kicked it out of the park. And because of that, once you have this clarity, zone of genius, you will be able to attract your ideal, not just clients, but high-ticket client, because you're not going to be selling your time. You're not going to be selling your knowledge, but you will be providing transformation. Transformation is not transactional, it's life-changing. We all have life-changing transformational gifts within us, because all the crap that we all have to overcome, whether it's tragedy, disease, trauma, abuse, addiction, whatever it was, war. I come from a war-torn country. All of these are beautiful, phenomenal gifts to share to the person that's just a few steps behind you, that is desperately reaching for the hand and looking for a hand to help them. And guess what? You're that person to hold their hands, because your story matters. You matter. Your voice matters. Your story, your crap literally is your gold, literally and figuratively speaking. And in the process, by you changing lives, saving families like the 2 Hamishes, you're going to be making the kind of money that you deserve to make. Not just pennies, not just a few pounds and dollars here and there. I'm talking thousands of dollars, because when it comes about transformation, it's no longer about the money. It's no longer transactional like it would be if you were to just sell your time or sell your knowledge. You're literally changing lives, saving families, and saving lives. And in the process, of course, you're going to be able to grow your business, find your voice and amplify your impact, find your reason of being here, your mission, your purpose, or as the Japanese say, your ikigai. And all of this is going to elevate you and position you as not only an authority, an expert, a leader in your field, but most importantly, their expert, their authority, their leader to your audience, no matter how small they may be. To them, you're hero, because that's what you are. You're a beacon of hope. You're the guide. You're the mentor. And that's what we're all here for. We all have a gift to share. And the podcasting is the best way to do so. Does what I just said, does all of that make any sense to you guys?
Oh, yes.
Does that relate? Does that speak to your heart, to your soul?
Very much so. It's good to hear. I think so. Everything.
Beautiful. Love that. Love that. Now, so as you can see, podcasting is launching your own profitable podcast as the answer and next logical step in your journey to getting the laser-focused clarity that you need for your business, because having laser-focused clarity, that's what's going to single-handedly determine not just whether you're going to be successful, but how successful you will be in your business, not just even your business, and finding your purpose so you can realize your mission in this life, in the process, taking your business, building not just a profitable business, but a fulfilling and impactful business, something that you're really looking forward to, that you're really proud of, getting up in the morning, and when people ask you, what do? You can just say, hey, I'm not just an accountant, I'm not just a coach. I save lives. I transform lives. I inspire people. That's an incredible way to introduce yourself. Now let's talk about numbers. The math is very simple. If you do one lousy podcast episode a week with your exact ideal prospect, just the way I've been sharing with you guys, and your offer is on point, which it should be by now, you should be able to get just one client a month. How would getting just one paying client a month, organically, effortlessly, consistently, can change your business and your life? Big time, right?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Now, imagine if you were to go all in and do one podcast a day, Monday to Friday, which is not complicated. Keep it short, sweet, to the point. 30 minutes, 45 minutes is very achievable. We all get into multiple calls a day. Why not turn one of those calls into a podcast? Now, if you go all in and do one podcast episode a day, Monday to Friday, with exact ideal prospects, and your offer is on point, just what I've been teaching you so far, then you should be able to, within a month or two, to get one paying client a week. Let's say your offer is $1,000, £1,000 at the bare minimum. You do the math. That's an extra $50,000 a year just by speaking, even if you have no audience. Do you guys see how this makes sense? Do you see it in your mind's eye? The path is very clear. This is not hocus pocus. It's not magic. This is not anything crazy. It doesn't require any of the latest, shiniest, trendiest Chat GPT or whatever other funnels that they can come up with. It's all about relationships, trust, having heart-to-heart conversation by just speaking from the heart, sharing your story, not doing research on the environment or the economy or whatever else boring topic. No, it's just you share your story, how you overcame whatever crap you had to overcome. The person is going through it right now. Now let's talk more about numbers. Let's have some fun times now. Let's hear your offer. Type it in the chat or even share it with us. What is your offer? How much you're sharing it? Sorry, how much you're charging for it and all that good stuff. Let's hear a few people, at least 2-3 people. Anyone?
I think it's good to hear. I'm yet to start, so I have nothing in place. So I think when I meet up with you, I'm doing some training with other agency as well. So I know when I meet up with you, we can.
Yes, we have a chat. Yes, tomorrow.
Everything, yeah.
Yes. Anyone? And does anyone else?
I'm actually working as well. So just to give me something to complement. I think sometimes that can be a distraction, but I'm scared to move forward.
And that's why we need someone who's been in our path, who's been in our shoes to tell us, hey, you'll be okay. I've been in your shoes. Yeah. I've got you. I'm here for you. I'm cheering for you, to be an accountability partner. And when we need it, to give us a kick in the butt, to get us going. When we get sidetracked or a little bit, something doesn't go our way, to keep us going. Anyone else here as an offer currently that they're currently selling over $1,000, pounds, or euros? Let's hear it. Or that you're thinking of offering. Go ahead.
If it's Vida here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just popped in the chat. I don't know. It is the same. I should repeat whom I would like to help now. The professional woman, 35 plus, working in protection field like consultants, advisors, insurance, mortgages, and especially leaders who are dependent on commissions. So it could be any scale. So payment scheme is on commission based already. So I have a strategy and backup that I help them to create that backup for clawbacks and increase the sales. So and I have specific program and changes they can see in the first 5 weeks. And so I had successful cases, and my program is divided in two There's one VP, as I'm calling, and the price is 3,000 for 3 months. And this,
how much is the price? Sorry, 3,400 what? Pound, euros, dollars?
3,000 pounds for 3 months. So this specific program, and leading and guiding, because I was working 5 years as a salesperson and had the achievements, but this clawbacks is always very stressful. So this is one of my programs, what I'm helping.
Okay.
One of products.
Okay. Please book a time with me for a one-on-one chat for next week, or even for tomorrow if you're available. I'd be happy to have a chat with you to further brainstorm and show you the path how to really implement this for your business.
I already did on Monday.
Ah, you did? Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Okay.
Oh, yes. It's on Monday at, what time is it? It's at 9 a.m., I think.
11 o'clock UK time.
11,
If I'm
okay. That's 5 p.m. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Awesome. Anyone else wants to share their offer? What is it and how much they're charging currently? Or thinking of charging? Once, twice? Go ahead, Mark.
Hi. Sorry, I just switched my camera back on.
No worries.
Yeah, so my I've kind of got like two offers. One is like super high ticket, and that's for in-person a 12-week program, which is or involves actual shop floor personal training or gym floor personal training. And through actually Peter Russell, that's also one of my business mentors, we came up with a price of actually 10,000 for that, which is totally, initially when I first started working with Peter, that sort of number would blow my mind. I've been trying to work on that from a money mindset point of view from my side. But actually there's a little bit of a strategy in that, which is my main, I guess, breadwinner of my business, hopefully, bearing in mind I'm just getting started, is my virtual health coaching program, which is, a 12-week program where once a week, I do a 45-minute Zoom and I have a curriculum with, daily action tasks and things that the client will go through, just to nurture that change. That's priced at 2,500.
And how long is it for?
That's a 12-week health and lifestyle program.
So that's what? That's 4 months?
It's 3 months.
3 months, yeah. Okay, 3 months. £2,000 for 3 months. Okay. I have a feeling that you might be undercharging for that.
Yeah. This is what Peter also suggested that I might be undercharging for that as well. It's when I first sort of designed my business plan and started doing the pricing, I was even lower than that. I was more at kind of like around the sort of 1,500 mark. In my head, I was thinking, I was coming from a place basically where my background was one-to-one and, still transactional. So it was still quite high ticket in the sense that people were paying, £150 an hour for my time. But the company that I was contracted to obviously taking a big chunk of that.
Sure.
But the client was paying that money, right, for my time. So it took me quite a long time to come out of that mindset and start thinking, as you've correctly said, think transformational, both in your own head, but also when you pitch it to the clients. But the good news is that in the last month, I've onboarded my first 2 virtual clients, which is really, really exciting because that's me taking that first step away from leaving that all kind of like in-person stuff. And then, as I said, Peter has recommended that I keep that in-person as an available, but just with a really, really high price tag on it. Because that's my time. Because that's my time, but it also makes my virtual program a lot more relative in terms of the price.
Absolutely. Love that. Would love to get on a call with you to further brainstorm together and see how we can work out a map to really get you to the next level. Awesome.
Definitely. I just missed the link on that again, Payman. If you could maybe send it to me on Facebook or LinkedIn
what link?
Or something.
My Calendly?
Yes.
Absolutely. I will post it. I will post it again as soon as I stop sharing my screen, and I will send it and I'll post it inside the group. Oh, let me do it here. I did it just a few slides ago. Let me copy paste it. Where is it? Where is it? It's somewhere here. Make sure you save the chat. Oh, here. Let me copy link and post it here in the chat. There you go. Okay.
Got it.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. All right, let's move on. Now, again, let's play this project, future proof, as I love the way you phrased it, Debra. Let's future proof our business, our and all that. So looking at the numbers we just talked. So Vaida, you mentioned 3,000 pounds. Mark, you mentioned 2,000 for your virtual and 10,000 for your VIP one-on-one. Let's take a look at let's plug in the numbers, even the lowest one. Let's say it's 2,000. Here is US, let's say a pound. If you were to get one client a month to your podcast, you do one podcast episode a week, you should be able to get one client a month. That's an extra 2,000 pounds. That might not sound a lot, but again, keep in mind it's organically. It's without any spamming, chasing, any cold calling, and all that good stuff. Now, imagine if you were to go all in. And honestly, it's not hard. You do one podcast call a day, Monday to Friday, 5 a week, with exact ideal audience. An extra two, that should be easy peasy. One extra client a month. So that would be an extra 3,000 times 4. That's an extra 8,000 pounds for both of you guys. Sorry, for you, Mark, at the lowest level of your program, an extra 8,000 pounds. That's an extra 104,000 pounds a year. For you, Vaida, one new client a month at 3,000 pounds. That's 36,000 pounds a year. That might not sound a lot, but imagine if you were to go all in, one client a week, 3 times 4, that's 12,000. That's an extra 144,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. 144,000 pounds. Now, how would let's round it, an extra 100,000 pounds a year change your business and your life? Realistically, imagine it in your mind. Feel it as if it's already here. Touch it, smell it. This is really realistic. It's not a pipe dream. How would this change your business and your life? Let's hear it. At least 1 or 2 people.
Super duper, and I can buy my dream house in Italy.
And I will come and visit you because I love being in Italy. Come on, we can do a live event, a live podcast from your vineyard, and Tuscany.
Yeah, it's amazing places. Yeah, so better than in the rainy UK, definitely.
Oh, that's one of the reasons I left Canada. DG, okay, help founders, coaches, and consultants to grow by launching wow offers to achieve repeat purchases without need for new clients. Price at 2,000 euro. Love that, love that. Let me see anyone else. I'm looking for customers to write greeting cards. Even for you, Caroline, book a time with me. I'm sure we can brainstorm and cook something up to see how you can charge premium prices, or at least 1,000 pounds, 1,000 euros for something more than just cards. Maybe you can offer something other than just the card. The cards can be just the icing on the cake. Let's brainstorm. Book a time, please. Okay, Christine, I can scope a strategy for someone working in a particular sector to go from paying workshops to achievable outcomes around professional development and do this internationally by using my extensive network in Europe and the world. That's beautiful. Christine, I really want to know more about what you do. Let's book a time for next week and even tomorrow or on Sunday. I'm down because I really want to help as many people as possible. I'm going to be starting a next challenge for the US. I was supposed to start next week, but next week I'm going to focus on just getting on calls with you guys. The week after, I'll be doing one for the US. So book calls with me, 30-minute brainstorming, and see how we can implement those to your business and take your business and your life to the next level. So again, I really want you to really picture this as, what's his name? Neville Goddard says, the secret is in feeling it as if it's already here. Feel it as if you're already getting that one extra client a week through your own profitable podcast, that extra 8,000 to 12,000 a month. That's an extra 100,000 pounds a year. Feel it. How would that translate into your life? All the things you can do, the cars you can buy. My dream car is an Aston Martin. So the DBS. What it would be for you? The dream, Vida, you said the dream house in Tuscany with a vineyard. If you Airbnb it, I'll book it all year long. I'm joking, but seriously, feel it as if it's already here. So again, let's expand that even more. How would your business be different if you were to have a reliable, consistent way to get leads on demand? And these are not random leads or cheap leads. These are qualified, highly receptive, responsive leads of your exact ideal prospect clients, people that can have the same vibration, same frequency, same level as you, that can really relate with you, resonate with you, identify with you. How would that change your business and your life? I want to hear someone, at least one person or two people. How would that change your business?
It's already changing it. It's brilliant.
Phenomenal.
Tell us, Debra, how is it changing your business and your life?
Okay, so I found my voice and now I can't shut up.
Welcome to the club.
I would never, ever in a million years have organized anything like this before, because I never thought that anybody would want to hear what I had to say. So anybody that's thinking, who would want to listen to me? I tell you what, with a bit of training from Payman on the Academy, you will find, I have no doubt you will find your voice. And then it's a question of practicing it. And so I have, and it's just been great. The other thing is, I am being approached by significant potential clients. And that's never happened before. I've always been the one that had to hustle. And it's tiring and it's soul destroying. And you feel sometimes, what's the point? And then they start to argue with you over the price because they're not really the target audience. And now I'm getting people, as I say, who are dead interested in what we're doing and want to do high ticket business with us. It's expanding. I can go truly global now and have these leads on demand. Whereas before I'm thinking, how do I do one of these funnels? How do I get a high converting landing page? This is, for me, so much simpler because I can just get on with it, deal with it, and get people in. It's just so right for me. And I think my age as well, I'm not particularly technically savvy. I've worked this out to a dream in a very short period of time. I couldn't be doing with all these click funnels and this funnel and that funnel. I just wouldn't be able to do it. So now I've got an absolute vehicle. So thank you, Payman. It's been brilliant every step of the way.
And if I can say one thing that can reassure you, I was never a techie. I'm still not a techie. But I know just the basics. That's all you need. That's all. Awesome. All right, let's move forward. Now, again, I already mentioned that. That's a no-brainer. As you guys know, some of the ways that podcasting changed my life, I was almost homeless, broken, depressed, suicidal, credit cards canceled, credit destroyed. I had to ask my sister to book me a ticket to come back to Canada at the start of a pandemic from Hong Kong. Podcasting is what really not only put me back on my feet financially, but now I'm blessed to be in not only the best position financially, and I'm tremendously grateful for all the financial blessings. But the thing that really I'm the most grateful for is that of finding my voice, killing my shyness, and becoming the person I'm truly meant to be. That's the ultimate thing. Finding your voice, amplifying your impact, and really inspiring people to find their zones of genius, to really find their purpose. Because we do much more than just launching your podcast. We do deep work to really identify who you truly are, what's your zone of genius, what you're here for, and then sharing that story, sharing those gifts to inspire others, to inspire the people that really can connect the most with you. So again, podcasting has been an absolute blessing. If I look back at my life and look at the 3 most life-changing decisions of the last 5 years, they've all come as a result of, because of my podcast, my academy, my books. Now I'm invited to do a TEDx talk. My coach, public speaker coach, I don't know if he's still here, Paul is here, was attending the challenge, and now looking to eventually in the future do the same 5-day challenge, maybe next time in person in London with Debra and all of you guys in person, high-fiving and laughing together, enjoying good steaks and drinks and just having a good time together in person. So again, all of this because of podcasting. All of this beautiful friendships I have been blessed to has been because of the podcasting. Now, the bottom line here is now, as we're coming at the end of this challenge, now we're facing 2 options. You can either say, oh, this is cool, doesn't apply to me, and do nothing, or you can change a powerful question that can change the direction not only of your business, but also your life and your family. And that is, how can I get my exact ideal leads on demand, even if you have no audience to start with, without spamming and with zero ad spend? And that is by launching your own profitable podcast and YouTube channel, where you can simply invite your ideal listeners, prospects, and clients, and using your podcast, leveraging your podcast to build rapport, to build trust, to get your foot in the door. It's by speaking from the heart and sharing your story. So I have a very special and exclusive invitation for you guys, and that is to come join me inside my Profitable Podcast Academy, which will kick off on Monday, July the 29th at 1 p.m. UK time. And if I may, I would love to tell you about the program. It's a 3-week program. 1 live call on Mondays at 1 p.m. UK time, and the rest of the week, again, 1 daily video lesson, Tuesday to Friday. We have a small group. I keep it small on purpose because I want to work with each and every single one of you one-on-one. We have a small group, private Facebook group, messenger group, unparalleled support. From the moment I wake up to the moment I retire at night, you're my #1 priorities. I'm available on the chat. Inside the Facebook group, we have a big community, very helpful, very supportive. And if there's something that's bugging you, just tell me, hey, let's jump on a quick Zoom call. And I'm able to do that because I keep the class small on purpose. And if you thought that the expert that I brought were amazing, I'm going to be bringing them and other experts, too many, that are going to go even deeper into what they taught. And Debra was here. Debra was part of the academy. You can attest to that. So yeah, that's my invitation. I would love for you to come and let's really put this implement them into your business. Put a hell yes if you're ready to take the next step. Or just raise your hand and let's hear it.
Hey, can I check the timing? It's always 1 p.m.
1 p.m. UK time for 3 weeks, 3 Mondays.
3 Mondays.
Yes, starting from the 29th. Not this Monday, but the following Monday. Okay. I need to take some time off. I need a break.
and for how long? Because then
for 3 weeks.
But the session per...
Oh, it's about an hour.
An hour, okay.
Just like, well, today has been a bit longer, but usually the challenge has been about an hour. And the challenge, we had over 40 people on average, but inside the class, we'll have 5 to 10 people. So it's going to be a lot smaller, much more intimate. And it's going to be basically one-on-one. Everybody gets the time to answer all the questions, and I will stay for as long as I need to make sure everybody has the questions answered. Let me, yes. Okay, Gifty, Vaida, Debra, Mark. Okay, beautiful. So I have an invitation. That's my invitation. And if I may, I will share the details for you. And if you're ready to rock and roll, I'll send you the link to register. There is an investment required for this. On my website, that's £3,000. But for the attendees of this challenge, I will give you a £1,000 scholarship. So your investment is only £2,000. I've never done this offer before, and I will not do it. And just one client through your business will recoup the investment that you will pay for this program. So again, Michael J, that you guys met yesterday, has been threatening me to kick me out of the program if I don't raise the price to at least 5, if not 10,000, because of the glowing testimonials I've received and transformation I've achieved in the lives of my students, as well as the unparalleled support. Even my siblings were not entrepreneurs, but very successful in the professional careers. They've been telling me, listen, you need to charge more. But I say, for me, it's not about the money. I want to help the people that need it the most. I want to help people. My mission is to help good people with beautiful hearts to win, to find the purpose, to really get the message out, to change their lives, to change the lives of people around them. So this is my offer for you. I'm not pitching. It's an invitation. If that makes sense for you, put yes in the comment or raise your hand, and I will send you the link to register. If you have any questions. Sorry, who's talking? Oh, okay. If you have any questions, I'd love to get on a one-on-one call with you to brainstorm to see how this would apply for your business. That's my offer. And here's my links. Connect with me on Facebook if you haven't done so. My Calendly. I will share the links inside the Facebook group later tonight. Tonight here is 9 o'clock. I need to go get some dinner first, but after I'm come back from dinner, I'll share the replay and all that. Let's book a calls. If you're ready to rock and roll, let's put it here and I will share the link to register right now. Who's ready to rock and roll and sign up right now? Who's an fast action taker? Raise your hand or just say yeah, hell yes, and I'll send the link right now. Okay, I have two. Let me check the messages. Interested? Okay, Maya. Maya, are you ready to rock and roll right now? Sign right now, or do you want to book a call with me? Again, no pressure. Book a call. Okay, beautiful. Let me put again my calendar here, right here. Let me make sure that we are connected on Facebook, Maya. Let me check quickly. Facebook is slow. Maya Mendoza. Yes, we are friends. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So yeah, any questions? Beautiful. Love that, Gifty. Absolutely honored. Thank you. Any questions? Now we have a small crowd here. Even though I'm starving, it's okay. You guys are my number one priority. Well, I'm not starving. I'm joking. If I was starving, I would be like this. I would be talking to my microphone. Actually, that's what I'm...
Sorry, I was just going to say, guys, have a call with Payman anyway, because basically he can give you so much information. And you may know of other people that this can be really, really helpful for. Angela, who came on a couple of calls, who's actually just become a proud grandparent, which she's delighted about. So little baby is taking a little bit of a thing, but she's got lots of people who now are saying, wow, because people have been talking about this wonderful 5-day challenge. So please do think
Angela Roth
can help. Yeah, Angela Roth. Yeah, she's just become a lovely, proud grandma. Yeah, so have a chat with Payman and you'll get so much value. Whatever you decide, he's one of these guys which he just can't stop giving. And that's what I wanted to share with you. This is why he's here, from my point of view, to help you.
Thanks for organizing it.
Very welcome. I'm looking forward to our chat tomorrow. Gifty, I absolutely love your name. As I said, when God blesses me with a daughter, that could be a very high on the list for the names to and I will always remember you. Thank you.
Thank you. He will.
You're welcome. I'm looking forward to our talk tomorrow. And Maya, I'm also looking forward to our call. Please book a time. Vaida, I'm talking to you on Monday. And I see quite a few people booked calls for next week. My calendar is absolutely packed next week, which I love. I did good to take a week off next week and not start another challenge. So I'm good. Christine also absolutely beautiful, but I can't see it. So I will recheck. Let me check Christine. My calendar. I don't see you. Let me refresh it. No, I do not see you, Christine. Christine, are we connected on Facebook or LinkedIn? Christine?
I'm trying to do 3 things at the same time. We're connected on both, I think.
Okay, let me message you on Messenger right now.
Just looking at your calendar now.
Okay, Christine Lester. There you go. Okay, I just messaged it, sent it to you on Messenger. Let me refresh. Mark Jared, any questions?
No, I'm ready to get going. I think you've outlined everything, really articulated everything. And are you receptive to contra deals?
Say that again.
Are you receptive to contra deals?
What does that mean?
I bring you people and they sign up, and then you give me the course for free.
That's something.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to come in here, Mark, because what we've already organized with yourself, and this is to anybody here, if anybody would like to introduce somebody that likes to go through the academy, we are offering a very generous 10% of monies collected. So with that, there's an absolute no-brainer that you can self-fund the attendance on the academy.
Oh, okay. 10%.
So yeah, so with the one that we've got going through VPN network, anybody that signs up from that, there'll be 10% of monies collected, and therefore you're putting that into the pot. If you don't spend it, then it can go towards the academy, and that's the same for anybody else. So just to say, I've brought on a couple of introducers into this. I won't name people because they might not want that. However, when anybody signs, if it comes from yourself, you will always get the 10% of monies collected, go into your bank account. And that's something that I said to Payman, because you're my dear friends, and I want that to make sure that you are remunerated for your effort there. So
thank you. And talking of bank accounts, I hope your bank account issue gets resolved today.
Yeah.
A lot
by
of
the
bank
weekend,
accounts don't work today, nor do airports. There's a lot of chaos today thanks to that issue.
Okay. And Payman, can I check with you? So the one-to-one call is by Zoom, is that right?
Yes. I will. You should have received the link by email. If not, I will send it to you.
No, I never received it.
You have received it?
Today? No, I don't think so.
Let me check my calendar.
I've got your
yes. I will. Okay, I don't have Saturday and Sunday on my calendar. I will open it, and if not, I will manually create it. I will send it to you right after this call.
Okay, because I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I could do that. I can't get in till Thursday otherwise.
Okay, so if you want to have a chat with me this weekend, let me know the time. Keep in mind the time difference. You're 5 hours, let me say 6 hours. I'm 6 hours ahead of you. I'm a time traveler, yes.
Okay, so 9 a.m. is what time in your Canada?
9 plus 6, 15 is 3 p.m. Now it's 9 p.m. for me.
Okay, then that's not bad. That's good.
Yeah. So up until say this time, I'm okay. After that, my brain shuts down because I wake up early in the mornings. So what time is it in the UK right now? 3 p.m.
3:20.
3:20.
Okay, so I'd be open to take calls until 3 o'clock, even on the weekend, this weekend. If you want to do that, reach out to me, please. Either right now, let me know. We can agree on a time right now. If not, message me on Messenger.
No problem. I look forward to receiving the link.
Okay, Christine, what time works for you?
Anytime over the weekend.
Okay.
Payman, just to let you know that Maya would like to have the possibility of 11 a.m. on Saturday, tomorrow, BST. So that's our time tomorrow, 11 a.m.
Yes, BST, that's UK time, right?
British summertime.
Oh,
yes.
okay, perfect. All right, so
well,
Maya,
could I go afterwards? Could I go after her?
Sure. Okay, what I will do, I will open my calendar right after this call, and I will share it in the Facebook group. Let me see if I can do it right now. Sorry for holding you guys back. Okay, let's see. Where's my calendar? Okay, availability. I need to add Saturday. How do I add Saturday? Anyways, I'll figure this out. Okay. Anyways, I'll figure this out. If not, message me directly on Messenger and we'll juggle the times and we'll make sure everybody's happy.
Okay, brilliant.
All right.
And
also,
I really want to do this.
Awesome. Save the chat because there's a lot of gold that shared, connection, especially by Misha. If you want to connect with Misha, he's inside the Facebook group for the challenge. Reach out to him and reach out also to the other people from the previous classes. Everybody's very friendly. So Christine, I'm looking forward to connecting with you. Gifty. Okay, write this down right now. I'm going to create a note here. So Maya, So, okay, let me just scroll the notes here. Okay. So Maya, 11 a.m. UK time. Okay. What about you? I know, Gifty, you said 9 a.m. UK time tomorrow, right?
That's correct.
9 a.m. UK time. And you, Christine, can you do 10 a.m. UK time tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mine's 9. Yeah.
So I have Gifty at 9, Christine at 10, and Maya at 11. Okay, Christine, perfect. Anyone else for tomorrow or Sunday?
Carolyn, have you booked in? I'm not sure
Next
if you've
Wednesday.
booked.
I've booked for next Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, let me check my calendar quickly. Calendly Wednesday. I have Santa on Monday, as well as Vaida, Bernadette, Amish on Tuesday, Pamela Igwe, Carolyn. Carolyn, I have you at 3 o'clock here, my time, which is 3 minus 6. That's 9 a.m. UK time.
Yeah.
Fiona at 10 a.m. Oh, and guess who I am talking to? Debra on Wednesday at 5 o'clock my time. 5 minus 17 minus 6. That's 11 a.m. UK. The one and only Stephen.
Oh, you got
Hopefully,
it.
finally,
Great.
we had a few calls before, but they were canceled because of whatever reason. Hopefully, this time, fingers crossed. So, Christine, I see that you booked for Thursday. Should I cancel the one for Thursday?
Yeah. I just ducked out when you were talking about doing Saturday instead. Yeah, Saturday's better.
Okay, let me cancel that. And also, I see Robin. I don't know if she's still here. I have her on Thursday.
I don't think Robin's here at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I will share my link again in case the people that left early can catch it. I'm here, so listen, if you have no more questions. How about you, Mark? Do you want to book a call, or you ready to rock and roll?
Is Mark still here?
I see him here.
He's on mute, but I'm not sure if perhaps he's not, because I can't see him on the screen.
All right, no worries. I'll reach out to him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have no more questions, let's call it a day. It's 9:24 p.m. here. My body is shaking. I need some energy, some food. I love you guys, but I need to get some food now.
You take care, everybody. Thank
Take care, my dear friends.
Okay.
Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.